Hi everyone, welcome. My name's Andrea. In today's video, the focus today is to show you a teaching strategy that you can use at home to get reluctant readers reading daily and excited to read. So I've used this strategy probably in most all teaching settings I've been in, including when I homeschooled my own children, and it is a no-fail way to get kids reading every day and excited to read. So my name's Andrea, and what I do is I'm a teacher, but my big passion is supporting the physiological basis for learning. And what do I mean by that? I mean that I'm going to show you a strategy today that works well, but it works even better if you understand some of the physiological reasons how it supports an ease in learning. Well, I really like looking at teaching strategies and making sure that we are constantly thinking about how the brain works, how the child, where they are developmentally, and what's appropriate. All right, so this is a part 2. What I will do is I will link above the part 1. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time just recapping what I did in that video, but I suggest you watch the whole part 1 before you watch this one. And then this one is part 2, where what we're going to do is take this teaching strategy and we're going to take it a little bit deeper. We're going to add some academic teaching points to it once the child is ready and comfortable with the strategy and the daily practice. All right, so let's just recap. I'm going to show you what this is. The strategy is called the morning message. And essentially what you're doing is every single day you write a short note to your children or daughter or son, or together, doesn't matter. And it's relevant to them. It's like a letter. It's dear so-and-so, and you write it very big. Again, check that first video because I give suggestions on, where to buy the paper and that kind of stuff. And so there's a few different things that are really important about the morning message, and the big is important because physiologically we can all read bigger things with greater ease. So if we write it big, already we're taking away some of the stress. And I'm talking about reluctant readers, but really this is good for all kids. All right, and then I also cursive write, which I think is really, really important. It gets the kids curious about cursive writing, gets them reading cursive writing. We color code each sentence so that the eye sees the sentences as separate in the message. So unconsciously kind of teaching the sentence structure. You have to make this message very relevant to the child. So it's to them and it mentions them within it. So it needs to be repetitive. Here's what you may or may not already know about new learning. In any situation for adults and for kids, when we encounter something new, so I'm talking reluctant readers typically have challenges with reading. So when they encounter new text, they're constantly looking for what they already know. And if they don't see what they already know, there's a level of stress or discomfort and not knowing where to put it. How does it fit in? And what we want is to be very repetitive with the message because they know what to expect, they're getting used to it, and they're getting success with seeing the exact same words every single day. So I can show you last week's message to show you sort of what is great for being repeated. And then I'm going to show you this week's message and how after a couple of weeks of just getting this to be a habit in the home, how then you can start playing with it and adding in some fun teaching points. Before we start, I want to do a little experiment with you. What I want to drive home here is the idea that the brain is always searching for what it already knows. And so if I said to you, I'm thinking of a sweet treat and they're called Smarties. So I want you to think in your head what a Smartie would look like, what a package of Smarties would look like. And wherever you are in the world, just play with this with me, because I haven't been everywhere, but I've been a lot of places, and a lot of places have candies called, or a type of confectionery called Smarties. Now, get that image in your mind. Okay, and now I'm going to show you what Smarties look like locally here. Okay, so I'm going to put that up to the camera. Okay, and this may be exactly what you had in mind. Okay, so your brain is like, I got it. It matches what was already there. So now you feel comfort, you know, like my brain was searching, I know. If this is not what you had in mind, you might have had a chocolate snack in mind that looks something like an M&M. Now, if you've not seen the Smarties that are like M&Ms, you're thinking to yourself, okay, I'm picturing an M&M. Now picture an M&M that's flatter, a little bit wider, right? And the way you're doing this is you're going back in your mind to what you already know. And my friends who understand Smarties as being something like an M&M, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And you also are thinking these things, where you know them to be, are called rockets. So now the people that don't know this to be rockets, again, your brain is going, oh man, and you're just constantly moving back and forth between what you don't know and what you do know, and then making the connections that way. So that's why with this morning message, with kids that are reluctant to read, you really want to repeat so that they get a comfort in knowing. And then when it does change, they have a basis of comparison, but they still have a familiarity with the structure, so they're almost there. It's not too overwhelming. I'm going to pull over a morning message that we did last week, and then I'm going to point out a couple things, and then I'm going to show you how, after the children are very used to the structure, it's been repetitive, we've used it, they're used to it, they're looking for it every morning, then we start adding in some changes subtly and gradually. I've put in a few more than I might introduce right away, but this is just for training purposes. Okay, and everything I do on YouTube and in my teaching is for information and educational purposes. All right, so again, quick recap. We have a date. It is personalized, Dear Mary and Jim. So whatever your children's name are, you put it in. Automatically, you're drawing them in because it's to them. It's relevant. You've had them doing this for the past 2 weeks at least. They know good morning. They know to expect, how are you today? Did you sleep well? Again, color coded. I've got proper punctuation and it's all cursive. Today, I'm looking forward to an afternoon swim. So again, very relevant. What's happening today? You engage conversation throughout. What are you, and when you're engaging the conversation, you are subtly drawing attention to print has meaning and is relevant in life. What are you looking forward to today? Let's have a great day. Love, Mom. Okay, again, you can check on this. You can check the other video. So now you've been doing this for 2 weeks. Your kids are asking for it. They love the morning message. They're reading. Yes, it's repetitive. Don't worry, because as you change subtle things, they're not going to be overwhelmed with a whole thing to read that they've never seen before, right? When their brain goes searching for what they already know, most of it will be there. All right, so here is another one. Last week I talked a lot about the date, how when you put the numbers for the date, that's a great teaching opportunity to say, July 16th, 2020. And eventually what you're hoping, but you're not going to stamp it in, you're hoping they'll say, why are you saying July when I see the number 7? That's when they're curious. That's when they're going to remember the answer. All right, check this out. All right, dear Mary and Jim. So you're not saying anything, but 9 times out of 10, they are going to notice that their own name doesn't have a capital letter. And they're going to say something about it. And then you act really surprised. Oh, did I mess that up? I wonder, well, isn't it just fine without? So this is like, well, no, my name has a capital letter. And then you think, well, I wonder why. Well, let's Google it. Let's whatever. Use this as a curious. Why do we put capital letters on our names? And now you've got this teaching opportunity, this academic teaching opportunity where they're curious, you're looking it up, you find out it's a proper noun, and you need to change it. And then you physically can take a marker and change it for them and just be, that's better. Gee whiz, what was I thinking? And then you move on and it's pretty much all the same. Again, good morning. If they notice that you didn't start the sentence with a capital, great. If not, don't be too worried. Just be going through it. Towards the end, I'm going to ask them if they see any other mistakes. Okay, how are you today? Notice that there's no question mark. Again, if they've been seeing the same message over and over, the lack of question mark is probably going to be something they notice. Again, one thing at a time. Maybe one day you decapitalize their name. Okay, then you switch it. Next day, you don't add all the question marks and you're asking them, well, why would I need to put a question mark? And again, this is deepening the learning in something they're interested in. They want to read it, they want to learn it, and it's fun. It's fun. Did you sleep well? Today, if you notice small, am looking forward to an afternoon barbecue. And again, this is where I say, really draw them into what's really going to happen that day and just have fun with it. Ask them what they're looking forward to, like I said, and just make this a conversation. The more comfortable a learner is, the easier it is to learn, remember, and think. I'm going to repeat that again. The more calm, comfortable, content a learner is, any age, the easier it is to think and remember and learn. What are you looking forward to today? And then, of course, there's some more mistakes. Can you find any punctuation mistakes in this message? And so I've made a mistake with the punctuation here. There's some capitalization errors, and you're asking them to find it, okay? Let's have a great day. Love, Mom. So again, you're invoking this sense of wanting to read every day because it's about them. And usually you can tell them something that they might not know, like today I'm going to make cookies, or today we're going to call grandma, or something like that they may not know that they might get excited about, or today you're going to build a tent fort in your room. I don't know. Whatever it is that you think would get them excited to know, you can write it down. And then over time, we're still keeping the consistency. The date goes at the top. It always starts out the same. Good morning. How are you today? Did you sleep well? Today I am looking forward to something. What are you looking for today? Keep the repetitiveness going so that they don't get stressed when they're trying to search for what they already know. I would be willing to bet that if a parent decided to try this with a reluctant reader, and I would guess a grade or age 7 to 10, and you did it even 4 times a week, 4 days a week, maybe Monday through Thursday, your child's reading ability will improve 100% because they're reading every day. And I would state that their willingness and motivation to read, particularly this, is going to change for the positive. But it doesn't work if you don't do it. So the only way to learn something is to do that something. And right now, parents have a large responsibility to take on some of the education of their child. They do. We don't know what's going to happen in September, but you could know what's going to happen every day in your house for 15 minutes. And that includes the prep of you writing it either that morning or the night before. So you're investing 15 minutes a day into time with your child where they are going to be reading, you're going to be communicating, and you're showing up for them in a way that possibly isn't happening right now and may not happen one-on-one like this in the fall. It is what it is, and you can really take this opportunity as a parent right now to change the trajectory, to get some comfort level in the reading of your child and take it on yourself. This is not a big ask, and it can be really fun. I know that when I did it with my own kids, sometimes I would learn new things about them. I would assume that because I was excited about the barbecue, they would be too. And then I would only find out that actually they were more looking forward to, setting up their army men. The point is, this can be a really great opportunity for a lot of wonderful good and helping your child right now. So hopefully you'll use this strategy. Let me know how it goes. I'd love to hear. Keep supporting the physiological basis of learning. Get your kids moving. Turn off screens. If you like the video or you know somebody who would benefit from it, please do share this and subscribe to the channel.